So I've been watching a lot of ultras and a lot of fans going insane for their clubs. But yeah, this video today that we're watching is why ultras are so important to football fans. Because bro, these guys, they think it's a religion, an actual religion. I could never worship a ball or a sport. That's just insane. Like, how do you, no disrespect at all, but like, come on, man, that's insane. Religion? I want to see why it's that important, because they dedicate their lives. The kid's born and it's like, this kid will support XYZ club and this club. So yeah, let's watch.
We see ultras all around the world.
India, Greek,
They are clearly the beating heart of many
Morocco.
But they're also a source of controversy. So we decided to break
I started hearing about these a few months ago.
What is an ultra? And what do they do? We've all grown used to scenes like this out of Italy and Germany. Scenes from this to this in the MLS. The glory of the Balkans, and all too often see them portrayed as criminals for moments like this. But what are ultras and what do they do? Originally used by the Gazzetta dello Sport to describe a group of supporters in the 1960s, ultras or ultras are one of the most broadly defined subcultures in the world. However, the term was only appropriated by an actual fan group in 1969, with Sampdoria's Ultras Tito Cucciaroni and Torino's Ultras Granata. Since then, fans have reappropriated the name, but given the global reach of the game, the term is far from clearly defined. Italians interpreted foreign styles of spectatorship and made their own, something between the South American Barras and Brazilian Torcidas and the British hooligans. Thus, ultras groups were established, born to represent the distinct cultures and traditions from which they originated. Taking inspiration from the time of city-states, in which autonomous cities would defend their identity and their interests against others, ultras value the defense of their territory, which is a feeling that has its roots in the historical age. They are the most fanatic
What about football?
representing a sort of 12th man.
Contributing to what's happening on the field, there's like no feeling like it.
An ultra is
So it's for every sport or just
setting
football?
up for match days and social events during the week, attending training sessions and youth games, and showing up hours ahead of match day for any last-minute preparations. Away matches are especially important. It's where one proves their...
Sheesh, now I want to be a player.
Bremen, and there were 20,000 people coming to the game and 16,000 from St. Pauli.
and the opportunity to show off your pride in another territory. This comes in the form of choreographies, flags, chants, banners, and fanzines. The strongest expression of these rituals are usually reserved for anniversaries of the clubs, legendary players, the fan groups themselves.
I might want to be a pro player just because of this. I love when people cheer for me and scream my name. Okay, maybe it's not that bad. Being the player is sweet because you have all these guys, they basically worship soccer, football. They're like, we love you. So as long as you score and you're a good player, you get all the love. You get all the girls. Man, I want to be a soccer player.
Derbies, rivalry games, and finally, big cup matches. Ultras have always
at
been
that.
characterized by their rebellious nature. Unlike the British, who support largely rides on reacting to what's happening on the pitch, ultras make their own show, beyond the result.
Eddig nagyon nagy munka van mögötte, akár egy hónappal előtte nekiállunk. Ezt a klub nem finanszírozás, saját erőnkből alkotjuk meg
I mean, yeah, they would get sued and all that.
Drums, flares, megaphones, smoke bombs, the opportunity to freely express a collective idea and a unity of devotion all contribute to this atmosphere. Whenever possible, ultras will march through a city in a corteo, making sure their presence is well known. The group mentality is essential to being an ultra. Rivalry and friendship are the most confusing and turbulent parts of ultras culture. Of course,
That's why you can't really lose.
Two teams of the same city or town, but the motivation behind friendships and distances between these relationships can be truly remarkable. Despite being rivals, Genoa and Sampdoria both have a friendship with Boca Juniors.
Bro, this guy tattooed it? Oh, whoa. This guy got that tattoo? Yo, you're crazy. You're actually in love. I wouldn't even get my parents' name tattooed on me. Not even my daughter's name. And you got 2 clubs. Wow. Yeah, that's something new. I guess I kind of feel bad for the players because you kind of have to win when like you get that many cheers and that much support. It has to be like at least a really close game like the past World Cup, or else I think these fans will start throwing tomatoes at you. I don't want to be that guy.
Olympiacos Gate 7 and Spartak Moscow's Fratria have a connection based on being the dominant team from 3 Orthodox nations. Just as ultras took inspiration from political protest, the actions of ultra groups have been influenced by political ideologies ranging from avowed nationalists to anti-fascists. For example, Celtic's Green Brigade, who forge international links and friendships with other anti-fascist ultra groups across Europe on political grounds, as can be seen with their friendship with German side St. Pauli. While on the
these guys look drunk.
Consider Livorno and Atalanta among their biggest rivals due to their political stance. Lazio's ultras
This all sounds like Spanish.
far right, while Livorno and Atalanta fans are left-wing. In recent decades, the culture has become a focal point for the movement against the commercialization of sports and football in particular. Big TV contracts have left stadiums empty, ticket prices are on the rise, and players seem to live in a different reality, where loyalty is lost and the chance of signing for a higher wage bill wins over the chance of acquiring legendary status amongst a group of fans. To ultras, football at the highest level often feels like a sanitized product.
I definitely want that legendary status, because with that comes money anyways. And money comes and goes, so you want that status.
Authorities continue to innovate new forms of repression against fans.
Magyarországon egy stadionban, legalábbis itt a Fradinál, kell egy személyigazolvány, egy szurkolói kártya, ami tartalmazza a születési dátumot,
Oh, that's deep. Email address? I'm not giving any of that.
illetve a tenyérlenyomatát.
Bans on pyro, megaphones and drums, bans on standing room and away travel have had little to no impact of instances on stadium violence. Today, maneuvering the minefield of stadium laws has become a nightmare. These laws have been introduced under the guise of reducing instances of violence at football, but have largely had the adverse effect of killing the atmosphere at many grounds. The fringe elements of these groups, who seek out physical confrontation,
I heard people actually die.
security forces hopelessly seek to curb it through football-specific legislation. This is
I don't
left
want to
fans
die at a soccer match.
suspicious that states
That's
and
the
correspondent football
worst way to
federations
go.
would rather see them banished from the game. Whatever your club,
These
or
guys would
political
trample you.
affiliation, the breadth of ultras culture around the world is a testament to this beautiful game. At times, this passion can escalate into violence, but this is not an ultras problem, but a societal one. An ultras group's existence revolves around intense, coordinated support for their team through vibrant displays.
I'd imagine what these guys would do to me if I said soccer. They'd definitely beat me up.
And further in issues affecting their local territory and in solidarity with other supporter communities. In Egypt, the ultras of Al Ahly and Zamalek have largely been credited for their pivotal role in the uprising of the Egyptian revolution. These are just a small number of the incredible initiatives regularly organized by nearly every ultras group in the world. Like all groups, ultras are hard to stereotype and even harder
Why
to
doesn't
define.
America have
One thing is
any?
for sure, they are not all criminals, and when it comes to football, they remind us of a purer game. One in which you go out and support your team regardless of the names on the back of the shirt, turning friends into family and being proud of where you come from.
Ooh, that looked cool. I love that transition. That flag they just threw. I want fans like those. Someone to cheer you on all the time. I've never seen an ultra in America. I don't even think those exist here. I don't really go to games either. But yeah, you guys tell me what you thought about that, and have a nice day.